All right, places, everyone. Let's get this shot before the rain picks up. Quiet on the set. Roll camera.
Well, as the intro told us, it's time for another a bunch of movie reviews. Lita Leapins. We haven't done that in a while. We did it a couple shows ago, but we're doing it now.
We did.
Yes, lots of good stuff to see out there.
There is. And you're going to start because you are going to talk about two. I'm going to only talk about one.
Okay. Yes. Okay. First one. You and I didn't grow up Beatles fans because of our age. The first exposure to Paul McCartney I had was Wings, and I don't want to upset a lot of viewers that may be saying, "Oh, you can't." Wings is who I grew up with. First adult album I bought was Band on the Run. So that leads me to, long-windedly, to a new documentary from Prime Video called Man on the Run. This takes an intimate look at Paul McCartney in the days, the months after the breakup of the Beatles. And what I found fascinating is that they've got so much great footage of him, but he escapes with his new wife, Linda, to Scotland, where they just hibernate, and he gets his act together because he's in his late 20s and he's thinking, I'm done.
Yeah.
How can I won't write again. I won't do anything again. It's done. I'm 27 or 28. What am I going to do? You know? And I really think a big credit goes to Linda. He got away from the paparazzi and the London scene and reinvented himself and created Wings. And not as great as the Beatles, but he did capture lightning in a bottle twice. And so this documentary really just studies that decade from the early 70s to the heights of power when they were stadium tours and silly love songs and Listen to What the Man Said. And he's always been a better pop songwriter than John. I don't mean that as a criticism by any means, but this movie is really wonderful. It just gives you a great sense of what he was going through. And as I said, I really have to give the makers of this film credit that they gave Linda McCartney her due. Really the heart and soul of this film. I would imagine she probably saved him. And she's great. And as I said, once I heard Band on the Run, I knew he was back. And that's what this movie does. A fantastic film. Loved it. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. It's available now. Man on the Run from Prime Video. Okay,
Perfect.
You've got something really interesting and unique because we've never
Very
talked
unique.
about this kind of setup.
No. This actually is a short. It was actually from two-time Academy Award nominated filmmaker Sam Davis, and it's called The Singers. Friends of mine told me to watch it, and I was like, short. It was really brilliant. I loved it. It just, in this 18 minutes.
I was going to say, so a short can be so many things. So 18 minutes.
18 minutes, just, I wish it was longer. Let's just talk about it. It is, in fact, it's a film adaptation from a 19th century short story written by Ivan Turgenev. And what it starts out in this really lowly pub full of downtrodden men. And what happens is that they connect impromptu through song. And I'm not going to give too much away, but what's really interesting is it has a cast comprised of first-time actors, and they're all from unlikely corners of like TikTok and YouTube. So what they like to say is it's sort of a film of a celebration of diamonds in the rough. And also what you'll find in this little short is that it shows also the testament to the power of vulnerability through art. In this case, singing. This film actually won 35 awards and 50 festival appearances. Wow. And it was also nominated for the Best Live Action Short Film at the 98th Academy Awards. So I encourage people to give this a watch. You're not committing to very much.
What's it called again?
It's called The Singers. It's available now on Netflix. In fact, Netflix acquired the global streaming rights and then released it for the global audience just in February, early February.
Nice. I always am so impressed with people who make shorts because it's just condensed time and you have less time, obviously, to tell the story. So Singers, okay, that's on Netflix. Another movie I'm going to talk about, and we did this last time, is we love finding these little rare gems that, as we said, slip through the cracks. This one is available now on video on demand. It's called Last Ride. There's an alternative title called A Rare Grand Alignment. I said to you when I was going to sit down and watch this, this is from Spike Lee's brother, by the way, Last Riders. But I said to you, it's not often you see a story and you go, wow, that's a unique premise. In this premise, it's the winter of 1982, and three American boys find themselves stranded in a cable car high up above a town that basically just loses the power for the whole area. So they're in a cable car with no way to get down. They have a stranger who's taking them up there, a recognizable face from Game of Thrones. And that's your story. So you get 90 minutes of just these three young boys. And Lita, you and I have talked about young actors before. it's not always a guarantee they're going to be good. These
No.
3 young boys who are around 14, 15 just have captured what it's like to be that age. And they're in this frightening scenario, but it's such a wonderful film. And it really is about redemption. I don't want to give too much away, but the movie starts out with something and you go, okay, that'll probably come up later. By the end, you know why it was there at the beginning. So I really enjoyed this film again. Something different. You don't see stories like this very often. I know you're always
No.
looking for those kind of unique
You
movies.
sent me the trailer, and I was sorry that I couldn't watch it, but I'm glad it was a good one.
Have I enticed you to maybe watch the film?
Yes, I.
I hope so. Okay, I send those trailers and you don't watch it. Anyway, Last Ride, 8 out of 10. As I said, it's available on video on demand right now.
Hey, can I give my The Singers a 10 out of 10?
You certainly can, yes.
I think I might.
Wow, okay. You know, I apologize. I didn't know that there were shorts on Netflix.
Yes.
So this is great.
Many, many.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed what we offered you in terms of good stuff to watch at home.